Hello everybody, my name is One Lego Train and welcome back to BeamNG.Drive. Yes, it has been a while, and I think I've canceled the Pikes Peak Rally more or less. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. So today, we have quite an interesting little vehicle that I made. It's 99% stock and 1% modded, but it can go without the mod and it still can go pretty fast without the mod. I present to you the fastest car. Now, you may not believe me, but this thing's fast. Let me just bring it up here. Now, may I suggest watching this right down here in the bottom right, miles per hour. And also watch the gear as well, because this thing has some kind of weird gear ratios. Just gonna bring it up to full real quick, do a little volume test, and I'm actually going to turn the game volume down about another 8 decibels, which is like an audio term for those of you who don't know. Okay, I think that'll be better. Gotta remember to turn it up later on. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna set it to arcade automatic, and let's see, I'm gonna time it from the timer of recording the video. So 3, 2, go. First gear goes up to about 85 miles an hour and spins the tires. Second up to 130. Third gear up to, what was it, 175-ish, 180. Yep. And we're still accelerating. It's been 30 seconds and we've accelerated 209, roughly 210 miles an hour. I'm telling you, this thing's fast. Topping out the gear. And this is where you need to use manual because it doesn't really like to shift up from here. Then you can get this thing to go even faster. Now this is 5th gear. It's still accelerating kind of slowly. And we've been doing this for about a minute, and it's sort of topping out about 230-ish. 235, roughly. It's still accelerating, just slowly. And then you've got 6th gear. But look at the RPM difference. It goes from, what is that, about 5,500 to about 2,800. So slam on the brakes. Brake thermals, brakes are going good. Okay, so that was pretty much the whole entire thing. Here's the tuning setup for this, and I'm not done with the video yet. And yeah, this is pretty much it. A whole bunch of random things. I wonder how I can make it faster. And all of that. Parts are pretty much, it's pretty much the off-road Sunburst, more or less. No real other modifications except for the radiator and the engine. So here's the engine. 2.0 liter i4 engine, race exhaust, stage 3 variable. You have to have the variable boost turbocharger to get the max boost. And suspension real quick. You have to have the race limited slip rear differential and the race limited slip front differential, which is under the engine right there. Then race transfer case. Now the radiator which I'm using is the super radiator, the HDR, which is basically like your no more engine overheats, that type of thing. So if I just go to say the high performance radiator, which I would think that's the one that's standard with the game, it sort of tops out at about 200. Keeping an eye on the temperature gauge. Basically, without the if you have like if you don't have any overheating issues, this thing can get up to speed. And even then, it could still go pretty fast before it starts to overheat. Like right now, the engine light just came on, 200 miles an hour. And if I were, okay, coolant overheating, and if I recall, it was about, okay, there we go, 215, about 200 miles an hour before this thing starts to absolutely explode. So what we're going to do is we're going to just very quickly respawn it. I have it saved, the fastest car. Actually, there's this one, there's the fastest car, there's the fastest car without a roll cage, and then there's the fast and weightless, which, let's just say it has more or less every single part that can be stripped down except for the driver's seat and the center console, for reasons of, let's make it kind of legit. Now this thing has a lot more acceleration than the last one. Not a noticeable amount, but a lot more acceleration due to lack of weight. However, it does not have a trunk, so it does not have a spoiler, which, lack of downforce. And here's a fun thing. I made this, let's see. Flip it over real quick. Go away, parts menu. I swear I've done that before. No, don't. This thing's much harder to flip over than I tried last time. Okay, so speed doesn't really matter. Just shift it all the way up to 6, 2, 3, 450 miles an hour, and watch the tires. Ready, set, brake. So yes, I've set the gear ratios to a point where if you go too fast, the engine, or not the engine, but the tires will in fact explode. There we go. Let's apply that real quick. That's what it was supposed to be set to. But instead, for some reason, it always resets to about 0.75, which I think is the max, and like 0.5 is like, nope, not doing it. So let's put it into 6. Watch it as the engine struggles. Okay, 4th. Now into 6th. It explodes somewhere around 400. These tires explode somewhere around 470 miles an hour. So let's see, 450, 60, 70. Ready for the glitch. 80. There we go. There's the glitch. And full speed. The other ones explode as well. And now it has no tires, and now we can't even see jack. There we go. So yes, that's what happens. Now I'll just pull up the one I was using before, which is the slowest one that it is, which has the no overheat radiator. And let's see, let me bring this into comparison. Yes, I am doing what you guys, I'm definitely bringing in the FR16, which is the arcade. Okay, now for reasons of I can't really drive this thing too well, I'm just gonna, I have to drive this because if I just hit the accelerator, then more or less, let's just say that it spins out very, very quickly and never gets back on control. So this thing has a lot of acceleration if you can use it right. I'm just gonna very quickly turn down the audio again. I'm gonna turn it about, this is about 10 decibels softer than normal, so that way I can actually talk. That is loud and high pitch. Now for some strange reason this vehicle turns to the right a little bit. Keep in mind this is the FR17, so it's the most recent of the FR series. I am going way too far this way. Okay, how about this vehicle? If you saw there for a second, this thing's doing 220 maxed out, pretty much. And this thing's doing 230, still has 1 gear to go. Gonna manually put it into that last gear. I can't see it from here, but it can see me. So as you can see, we are, oh, there it is. I'm saying we because we are the Hirochi, because Hirochi. And yes, the engine gets a lot higher pitch when you look behind you. Unfortunately, I have to deal with it. And so do you guys. Okay, come on now. Gonna go in this way. We're gonna get rammed. More or less. Let's just see how fast they're going. Okay, about 240 maxed out-ish. It doesn't have enough horsepower to get fully through the 5th gear, more or less the 6th gear. The 6th gear, I think you need like 5 times the engine power that it has. Okay, this is going to be sort of tough to line it up. Just going to put it into slow-mo real quick. Slow-mo real quick. Yes. Commence the compilation of one LEGO train's inability to English. Oh, there we go. And full speed. Oh, there goes that thing. Hit the parking brake. Parking brake for that one. Turn the engine off because it's annoying and loud. Okay, so your damage, pretty simple. Engine still works. So yeah, pretty much only the tire and the windshield can easily be fixed. Maybe a little bit to the suspension. Yeah, some to the suspension. You're destroyed. Now, for those of you who don't want to test this against a modded vehicle, keep in mind that if this thing is faster than if this thing were 100% stock, which means that, just gonna pause it because the noise is getting on my nerves. If this had the high performance radiator, then the FR17 probably would outrun it. But this thing would catch up to it, but it would very quickly overheat after that and lose speed very quickly. So how about we try the hill climb version of the SBR4 next? And just for reference, watch this. Both full accelerator, go. They both were in manual. Let's try that again. Okay, accelerate and accelerate. 3, 2, 1, go. That thing's got some acceleration. I just don't have enough downforce. And I think this thing tops out like, yeah, once. Oh, it has another gear. Strange, when I was testing this, it topped out at 175. But yes, it's doing almost 190 now. We're catching up to it, doing about 210. Probably gonna be doing about 217 by the time we hit it. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, a lot faster than I thought. And now we are going to do a pit maneuver. Or we're just gonna ram it. Let's just ram it. Okay, hit the parking brake. I'm gonna have you stop accelerating, hit the parking brake, and full speed. Damage sustained, wheel, the whole back's ripped off. Spoiler. This thing. Okay, I think this one fared worse that time. Keep in mind that the radiator on this thing isn't indestructible. It can be damaged still. Of which is going to be proved right there. It can be damaged. I'm not going to be turning on the engine thermals or anything. Okay, now another comparison test. Let's get, I don't know, let's get, say, the race version, dual clutch transmission. Let's do that, and let's get the other hill climb version as well. Let's see. Where's the other? There's the hill climb. And is there any other vehicle that's really fast? The Bolide, but I'm not sure if it'd be able to handle it. Let's get an AT key. AT key. What the hell is an AT key? Yes, let's get this thing. ETK. And just make sure that they're all automatic. Automatic. automatic, reset, 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 reset. Ready and throttle, 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 throttle again, and go. So yes, they all have a ton of acceleration. ETK is pretty much already out of the race. Passed. Goodbye. The engines are so much louder when you go in the front. I mean, take a listen for a second. Let me turn my volume, the game volume back up a little bit. Just listen to the engines as I spin my camera around. Okay, so they don't necessarily get louder, they get higher pitched. There we go. One down. The race version is next. Or not. We have broken a wheel thing, and we are never moving ever again. Surprisingly enough, the ETK is actually keeping up with the race version. That's kind of surprising. Okay then. Parking brake. Stop accelerating, parking brake. Stop accelerating, parking brake. Stop accelerating, parking brake. Meow. Deja vu. Yes, that meme. Undamaged. Yeah, definitely wheel axle damage. Slight damage to the front. I didn't hit you. Here we go. Yeah, a good amount of damage to the back. I think it hurt me more than it hurt anything else. What else can I put this up against? Ooh, I know. Let's unpause real quick. Move it over to here. Debug. Remove others. And this was a recent mod that came out. It is the arrow. Something. Okay, so we'll just use the Mark 1 because it was actually tested and it does about, I don't know. We're gonna just go forward a little bit and reset our position right here for reasons of this thing is a bit fast. Set that to go first. Okay, this thing is very, very loud. Kinda, sorta, very loud. I can't remember how to control it. This one. No. Okay, turn over here. We're going to smash into it. Come on, smash into it. Yes, I got it. We are okay-ish. They are undamaged. Controller seems to be not working. Why didn't I think of this the first time? Why didn't I think that this was going to be this? Direct, direct, direct. Okay, and so yeah, the miles per hour on the bottom right, that's the wheel speed. The wheels, the landing gear, are spinning at 254 miles an hour. Let's crash. There go the wings. That is bleeding loud. So yes, I hope you guys got a basic idea of the fact that this thing is fast. That's pretty much the only vehicles that the fastest vehicles that there are got completely passed. Yeah, that's pretty much all. That's pretty much everything I can put it up against, more or less. And yeah, it's got some good suspension. Shall we take it to a grid map real quick just to show it off? That's not the menu selector thing. Here we go. Grid map. Default. Constructing building. Spawning player. There we go. We don't want you, truck, because you're a truck. We want the Hirochi Sunburst, the fastest car. And I'm pretty sure I can make this faster if I add like all lock differentials, but I don't. Okay, now because it is based off of, because its suspension is the off-road version, it can take a couple of hits from bumps. The camera is not really liking me too much. And over the small ramp, or not. So it can take it can take a couple of bumps, just not a whole lot. Like we're doing this at a good maybe about 30 miles an hour-ish. And then we could do it even crazier. Just go over to here, slow down time just a little bit, and then go full out acceleration on it, full speed. Keep in mind that in first gear it doesn't really get too much grip because it has so much power that it's putting down at once. And now we're rolling. So basically the three versions I made are basically the stripped version, this version, and this version without a roll cage. Oh yes, let's try reverse gear. 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, about 95 miles an hour in reverse. This thing has some terrible gear ratios and it's not the best at off-roading by far because first gear goes up to about 80 to 90 miles an hour. Reset it right there. But still, the only problem with it is the fact that the wheel axles themselves seem to get pretty damaged very quickly. We took that at a horrible angle, and now we are most likely going to... Yeah, I saw that coming. I thought we were going to roll completely. No, we're just going to slide. Or skid. Engine starved of oil, I know. This thing should be able to drive. It's definitely able to drive now. Shall we do those small ramps right here? Okay, I can't remember the speeds you need to take these at. I know that was way too fast. This is shockingly good. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ooh, there goes my skid plate. And up, around, over, good. Turning slightly to the right. So, oh, we can fit through this gap. We can fit through this gap. We fit through that gap. I wonder if we can actually fit through that gap with this. Line it up directly after this. Give it a bit of slow-mo so I can realign it pretty good. And fit through the gap. Oh, just barely fit through the gap. Wheel axle is damaged. Now the engine hasn't installed yet. Okay, that wheel axle is definitely damaged. And how about we do this? Let's take this and let's go all the way out here. Want to make sure I'm not going to hit one of those posts. And we're going to go one right there, and we're going to go with the other one, the stripped version. Actually, let's go with all three. Why not? No roll cage next to it. And then fastest and weightless. Is that what? Yeah, fastest and weightless. Okay, so let's see. Pause, accelerate, pause, accelerate, pause, accelerate. Why'd I say pause twice? So yes, as you can see, the less the weight, the faster the vehicle. I'm just going to this one. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put slow-mo on about 16 times right here. I'm going to get a good camera angle while those are still crashing. I was about right there. That one doesn't look too bad. We can just move the camera back. So no roll cage. Doesn't really hold up too well. Oh my good grief above. There's going to be fire there. Let's see. 16 times. Where's the next vehicle? Ah, there it is. The other two vehicles are coming in pretty hot. Okay, so this is not the strip version, but still no roll cage. Crumply, crumple, crumple, crumple. I think it held up a bit better. And then here comes a roll cage. Doing about, probably, I think that was about 180 each one hit, roughly. So that one hit the other one. Roll cage holds it together pretty damn well. So let's see. That one completely annihilated. Flat front. More or less completely destroyed. To put it simply. Reset. Bring the camera back to this. Okay, this one is what? Yeah, it's not something you want to say often. This one is what? Okay, I don't think that damaged it too much. Roll cage, engine completely destroyed. Driver and passenger probably dead. Anyone in the back seat probably severely injured because of the roll bars. Let's take another screenshot right here because why the heck not? Okay, reset that one and this one. Pancake. Yes, this side it looks like but this is that's the steering wheel. That is the bleeding steering wheel. I remember one time I crashed so hard that the dashboard lights were literally right here. I forgot to check that on the other ones. So yes, apparently the rear passenger is now the driver. What we're going to do now is we're going to do that again, full speed. Which one should we do? Let's do this one. You can get a good view of all of them. I would hope so anyways. So let's see. Actually, we're going to want to do this one so that way we can really see all of them. Full speed. Oh. That is so much worse when you're watching it like that. So as you can see, crushed. Yep, completely crushed. Completely crushed. Anything in the trunk? Nope, nothing in the trunk. And this one, completely crushed. Nothing. Nope. Okay, now let's do something even stupider. We're gonna... Actually, this would be even more efficient. We're going to have that one go full acceleration over there. We're gonna have this one, let the roll cage go full acceleration over there. And we're gonna take this one, and this one is LKG. Okay. Okay, as soon as this gets up to about 200 miles an hour, we'll respawn it and turn it around. Okay, Control R. That reset that one. You're doing 170, but you're slower acceleration, so maybe 180 for this one. So in theory, this should be about, what, 380 miles an hour total. And just a quick reset right there. Quick reset on that one, even though it hasn't moved. Okay, that's why I put that one like that. Turn this one around like this. Control R. And we're going to want to chase after, and we're going to want these to chase after the, yes, that one. We're going to slow it down just a little bit. And we're going to have this one chase the LKG as well. We're going to go to the LKG and we're going to go real time. And I'm going to keep an eye on the map in the bottom left, right down here, because I think it'll be used quite a lot. Let me get my mouse off screen, or relatively off screen. Okay, let's see. Ah, there it is. There's that one. And there's that one. Okay. It'd be pretty impossible to try and get these two to hit me at the same exact time because they're different weights and such. And roll bar holds up pretty well. This thing is more... Oh my god. Destroyed. Drive shaft broken. No kidding. Aw, this one's gonna miss. I think this one's gonna miss. We're just gonna... Oh my... Oh, this is going to hurt. Talk about plot twist. Which one are you gonna hit? You're trying to steer for the LKG one, but you're gonna hit the one at the roll cage. Not what I was expecting whatsoever. And crumple. Full speed. Oh, good grief above. I got side hit. Oh my god. Okay, let's start with the least damaged one, which I thought would be the most damaged one. Good grief above. Okay, so we got hit about at least 180 miles an hour. Passenger dead. Rear passengers probably dead, severely injured. Driver has been impaled by the door. Okay. Not functional whatsoever. Engine, You can see the engine from here. Reset. That's actually pretty close. Go away. Okay, so this one. Let's see. This one hit. I think this one was the one who got. Was it? I can't remember which one was which. Okay, this one was the last one because it doesn't have a roll cage. This one was the last one hit, but it hit the fastest. Completely destroyed, more or less. Everyone in there are probably dead. Trunk has nothing in it, even though it's somehow relatively undamaged. I mean, somehow. I mean, aside from the taillight. Engine smoking. No chance of that driving ever again. Reset. And this one. I'm going to save this damage real quick just in case. And I'm going to try and flip it over without damaging it. Okay, bring that down to 35. And flipped over. Okay, so this thing hit something really hard, I think. And then got hit really hard. It doesn't really look like it hit anything, though. It looks relatively unscathed. Then again, this thing does have a roll cage, which... How are you rolling? Just... How are you moving? Parking brake. Nope, parking brake doesn't even work. So yes, it doesn't look like it hit anything, but there's no... It seriously doesn't look like it hit anything. No joke. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode and these absolutely mad cars. And this time we are going to take the part of the car. We're going to reset all of them just real quick. We're going to tell this one to accelerate and go. So now this is pretty much exactly the same time, but I'm going to be controlling it this time. Plot twist. And we're going to have LKG just turn this way just a little bit. Go maybe about 30 to 40. Okay. Slow down for precise precisionness thing. And, oh, overlap. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Are we about to get massively T-boned? Nope. Okay. Kind of damaged. Oh. Talk about a 5-second demolition derby, am I right? Not even straight anymore. Well, that'll do it for this episode with these absolutely crazy cars. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not sure how to upload this, but maybe you guys can take the details from the parts that I showed. I don't know. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you liked this. I don't really have any more custom cars than these, but man, these are absolutely insane. You've got to admit. And you know what? Let's get a good ending here with all the vehicles like this. Back a little bit. Back a little bit further. Parking brake. Turn. I'll do this. Do that. Mouse. Turn. Screenshot. All right. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Also, these things are good at burnouts. And donuts.